Hey everybody, welcome to Visual Communication in the Media. My name is Adam Rozeski. It's a pleasure to see each and every one of you. So excited, we've almost made it to the end of week one. Hope everybody took a look at the lecture, took a look at my expectations and some things to see on your assignments and everything. Everything should be tied at the end of lecture, so if you have any questions about anything or what's going on with the assignments or how to record your live lectures, just go ahead and take a look over there. That's going to help you out. And please take a look at lecture. There's a lot of cool things to look at. Other than that, let's just get into it and get a couple of... I thought I posted this announcement last night, but I guess it kind of got corrupted on the file. So I'm redoing it today, so that way you have it. So we talked this week about visual communication as a whole. What is it? What are the types of mediums that we've used over the years, if not decades and millennia? Starting from just basic body language and grunts and facial expressions to written forms such as books, paper, posters, art, paintings, and then moving on even further to a much more analog stage of just basic TV, magazines, books, and then going into the digital age, which involves tablets, phones, smartphones, smart TVs, PCs, personal computers, smartwatches. There's just so many different ways to go about it. And now we've even gone even further in really understanding visuals through like VR systems and then any type of augmented reality. That's another thing that's really been popping up. However, now, and we also talked about sensory communication and the different concepts and the characteristics that go with this, including understanding our senses through color, organization, balance, and nonverbal communication. The last piece of the puzzle for sensory communication, which is the first response type, is lines and their usage and why they're important overall. And so that's what we're going to talk about. This is going to help you out with your assignments this weekend and also the end of your discussion tonight, so this will help you out. Now, communicating with lines is pretty interesting, and line is one of the basic elements of visual communication. They direct the flow of content, they divide space, and they create emphasis on specific areas that you want people to look at specifically. Each type of line represents a different kind of mood or a sense in certain different ways, and each one kind of has their own types of emotion tied with it as well. That's pretty important. So let's take a look at some lines and how their responses can be gathered based upon it. Now, basic straight lines, they give the impression of strictness and rigidity. Groups and companies use straight lines to showcase organization and reliability, especially how they're spaced apart and they're very equidistant with each other. It kind of tells people you're going to expect the same thing no matter what in a lot of things. Traditionalism in a lot of different elements. And that's where we tend to see these is just organized basic lines. You're getting the meat and potatoes, and that's pretty much what you're expected of. Everything's pretty much strict and rigid. However, if you break something or change something in the design process, you kind of mess with everything because you're taking advantage of that organization. So you got to be careful with that. So straight lines are definitely meant for much more traditionalistic style of organization and organized or groups or people that want to feel like they can be trusted based upon their consistency, and that's what's pretty important. Now, curved lines show playfulness and grace. These lines are more flexible. They showcase trust in a different way, unlike straight lines where you're expecting to see the same thing and everything's to the point and to a process. Curved lines are a lot more trustworthy they're trustworthy in their own way because they're flexible. You can bend them. It doesn't matter what type of curve you want to go with. It just puts viewers at ease, and that's where it brings comfort, and that's the pretty cool thing about it because a curved line doesn't go to consistency standards. It can be curved in different ways, different angles, and they definitely showcase somebody having fun. That's the big thing. So you tend to see curved lines with a lot more fun visuals and how they're tied with it. Now there's also diagonal lines. These are pleasant and stimulating to the eye. They help to direct viewers' eyes. However, you got to be careful, much like this image that we have right here. If you look at it very straightforward, there's a lot of diagonal lines, which is awesome, but it can cause stress on the eye. It causes confusion and tension. So as you're looking at it, it looks straight, but then it kind of blurs a little bit because there's just so many diagonal lines on one thing. So you got to use them sparingly. And that's what's pretty important. However, they tend to use in promoting exciting events, things that are meant to be highlighted in a big way. That's why you see like boxes and then diagonal lines pointing to them because they direct viewers' eyes to the thing they want to see a lot of times. You tend to see this a lot in posters, like movie posters. You can also tend to see them a lot in like rock concerts, any type of show in a lot of different ways. Diagonal lines are definitely there for that. Now there's also thick, dark lines, meant for boldness, used for confidence and strength, meant for groups to appear successful or want people to understand that this is going to be the most amazing thing ever. So loud, boisterous moments like here, like monster truck shows, race cars, different types of sporting events. That's another thing, and advertising go there. You'll see a lot of thick lines used for those elements so they can pop out and really kind of excite people. That's a big thing from there. Diagonal and thick dark lines kind of work together a lot because they are meant for exciting, fun scenarios, and that's what's pretty important over there. Now there's also thin light lines. They're meant for delicacy and gentleness, meant for an organized but not an overbearing look. Companies use these to showcase beauty without intimidation. That's why you tend to see a lot of like clothing lines or apparel and logos use a lot of thin style lines. They don't really use bold, in-your-face style approach unless they're like a specific brand for a specific demographic. That'd probably be the only thing that might tie with it. But other than that, beauty, you tend to see these more with like things that want to showcase beauty and attractiveness. That's a big thing. And finally, group lines. If you see group lines like this in kind of a cell format, they're meant for exploration. They're used to showcase data easily. Companies use these to showcase numbers or research to back up their stuff. So a lot of times when you see these visuals and you see how these data are grouped, this data is grouped, and the lines kind of center everything and kind of balance everything out so it's easy to read and everything. These are meant to showcase that companies and organizations or groups of people use these types of data and lines to prove that they're very trustworthy because they're backing up with facts. And that's a big aspect. But these are just 6 big examples of lines and how they're used overall, and kind of some of the feelings that people would get if they take a look at them from an outward perspective. But other than that, that's all I got. I just wanted to get a quick intro into lines and why they're important overall, some different examples to go with. Other than that, just to give you some announcements, your reply posts are due tonight for your first discussion post, so keep that in mind. You should have already turned in your initial post, which was due on Tuesday. Your reply post due on Saturday, which is tonight. Then you also have your live lecture assignments and your first written assignment due tomorrow night. So please make sure if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to ask. But other than that, that's all I got. And then lectures normal on Tuesday. Actually, I think lecture might change. It might be in the morning. I'll let everybody know tomorrow, Monday morning, because of the fact that I think I have to take my son to the doctor in the afternoon. So I might switch that one just to be safe. I'll let everybody know when I post the link announcement on Monday morning, Sunday night. Other than that, just be safe, have fun, enjoy, keep an eye out for the due dates. Everything should be on the calendars. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to holler. Other than that, that's all I got. Be safe, have fun, enjoy. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July weekend, and take it easy. I hope to see everybody for lecture on Tuesday. Keep an eye out for the announcement. Might be changed, so that's one big thing. Other than that, see everybody later. Take it easy. Bye.